What's up, everyone? It is NFL Week 9, and this is your Fanduel First Look lineup. Let's do this.
Got the best coaches in the game, we really ain't playing. We regroup up in the Slack chat where the coaches debrief. We be piecing these puzzles, occupy the chunk of the pie. Ain't no lie when we hit the block, helmets, casket is top. You be seeing helmet after helmet, helmet after helmet. First place, second place, fifth place, eighth place, 12th place, 15, 16, 20. So many helmets, you got blurred vision, we got...
All right, welcome back to the First Look lineup. NFL Fanduel Week 9 is upon us. And every week at the beginning of the week, as you know, we like to take a look at the game tiles, take a look at the Fanduel scoring system, and figure out what's good for NFL Week 9. My name is Kevin Allen, a.k.a. the Geek from DFS Army. And let's get right into it, guys. Week 9. So taking a look here at the DFS Army Domination Station, we've got our game tiles for Week 9. And as always, we want games with high totals. And as you could see here, very simply, green is good, red is bad. Yellow is all right. It's pretty self-explanatory. So let's go through these games. First game here, we got Patriots, Panthers, pretty low team totals for both teams, pretty low game total here at 44-41. Don't like anything to do with that. Moving on. The only thing I'm interested here, let's keep an eye on Patriots defense because Sam Darnold, not that good. Not that good. All right. Next, we've got the Bengals and the Browns. And I usually just as a matter of everything, I just avoid anything to do with Browns games. They're low scoring. They run a ton. I could see Browns running backs being of interest here, but that's about it for me. Guys, let me know if the sound is no good. I don't, shouldn't be anything up with it. So if you're having issues with the sound, let me know. Third game is interesting for me mainly because Taysom Hill is back, and I loves me some Taysom Hill. I love playing him in DFS. The guy scores points. He runs for touchdowns. He's somebody I like. So Saints with Taysom Hill at the helm is interesting, but we're not really going to want to stack that. And the Falcons side, really, really crap. Really crap. Listen, I ain't trying to rip on the Browns. Browns good team, but I don't like them for fantasy purposes. Definitely like targeting teams against them. Here we've got the Vikings, Ravens, and in the case of this game, I'm actually very interested in the Ravens offense across the board. I like the Vikings team for other teams being able to score on them. Obviously, it didn't work out that great the other night, but Lamar Jackson looks really good in this spot. We're gonna let's pay attention to that Ravens offense. Lamar, Marquise Brown coming off, I think, 14 targets last week, an insane number of targets. So that's interesting. Rashad Bateman is always an interesting pay down as well. Moving on, we've got the Giants, Raiders, and Raiders, some unfortunate events today with Henry Ruggs and, still news unfolding. But my takeaway from the Ruggs situation is just that, Darren Waller. I think I'm going to be all in on Waller this week. It's Waller's time to shine, assuming he's healthy. On the Giants side, there are two interesting players that I'm just keeping an eye on. It's Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney might be priced really low on FanDuel. Let's take a look. Let's remember to look for him in the player pool. And also, I have outside interest in Saquon Barkley. He might come back this week. I don't like players coming right back off of a bye or off of an injury, that is. But Saquon's good, and, they need him. We'll see. We'll see. We'll think about it. It's a good matchup. Dallas, Denver, Dallas at home. We can go right back to the usual suspects with Dallas. Nothing exciting. Here's a game that I'm really interested in. Miami and Houston. And I don't think that many people are going to be on Miami. But, dude, when you get a bad team against a worse team, that is a time to attack in DFS. And our first look lineup is going to focus on the Miami offense, as crazy as that sounds. That's who I'm excited for. So let's stick with me, but 26.5 point team total. That's a really, really quality team total, one of the higher ones on the slate, and it's Miami with a bunch of cheap players to deal with. Now, this isn't the ultimate game, but from a salary perspective. It kind of is. Next up, it's a Bills slaughter of the Jaguars. And we've seen what happens in these slaughter games. Allen usually finds a way to get it done, but you never really know where the rest of the scoring is going to come from. So we'll keep that in mind. Here's a really close game between the Eagles and the Chargers. And I think this is one I want to be heavily on my radar this week as well. I just like both sides of it. I don't think it's going to be heavily owned. You've got Herbert coming off a dud a little bit. You've got Hurts also kind of burned some people by leaning on the run. That ain't going to work this week, guys. That version of the Eagles where they lean on the run and I don't know what the hell that was, where they blow a team out. Good luck with that. That happens against the Lions, not against the Chargers. So it looks like the later games are way more interesting. The top game of the slate is going to be Packers Chiefs. Man, the Chiefs are favored. The team that I've been seeing is just not been that great this year. So, seems like a screaming bet on the Packers situation. But I'm very interested in all of the players in this game, Tyreek and Adams and everyone. We're not going to be able to squeeze them all in our lineups, but I want to definitely build a lot of rosters focused on that game this week. And finally, we've got San Francisco and the Cardinals. And my main interest here is going to be in Deebo Samuel. He's just such a target hog for his team. So let's get right into it. And I mentioned a couple of quarterbacks that I like, but let's look at the quarterback position top down. And as you can see, Lamar, who is in a great spot, and we love Lamar, all good. He's the highest. Well, he's priced up there. Actually, he's not the highest price because I was a little surprised that the highest price would be that low. So Josh Allen, again, blowout game, highest price quarterback on the slate. I don't think I can afford him. I want to pay up for some wide receivers this week. So we'll see. Pat Mahomes, always great, but, hasn't been playing that well lately. 8,500, definitely going to build some rosters around him. Oh, where am I? Oh, let's look at this on, not there. Let's look at it here. So here we go. Yeah, Lamar, Kyler Murray. All right, so let me give you a little warning about Kyler Murray. A really wise man, a.k.a. John Statsational Alessia, told me, and this has remained true, that when you see the running quarterback with the Q tag, avoid. Because chances are it's the coaching staff realizing our guy can get hurt, and they make a decision not to run him that much anymore, like stay in the pocket. So Kyler Murray is going to be an avoid. Rodgers, great spot against K-Sizzles. Love him. Dak Prescott coming back. He'll be fine. Jalen Hurts can go right back to that. Justin Herbert, again, love him in that spot. Not going to be on Derek Carr. Probably not going to be on Kirk Cousins in this spot. Danny Dimes, probably not. But here's a guy that I like a lot. Tua Tagovailoa. 7,300. Now, he's in competition with Taysom Hill for me as the pay down option that I'm interested in at quarterback this week. I like them both. Tua I like because it's Houston, and he loves to throw the football. Look how many, you look at all these passing attempts, 47, 40, 39. Those are elite passing attempts. He's not scoring massive every week, but, he's got good numbers against bad teams, right? 28, 22. That's all we need. Now, I probably like Taysom Hill maybe a little bit more, but Taysom Hill is unstackable. We got to play him solo. And, for the first look lineup, let's play a stack. I don't want to play some one-off. So I'm going to stick with Tua Tags as our starting quarterback. And you'll see why. As we continue, you're going to see why we're going to need all the salary we can get to fit in some of these stud wide receivers that we're going to want to squeeze into our lineups. All right. My step 2 is always to see about defense and where I can find the cheapest one. Who's cheap? My goodness, the one that stands out here is crazy. But who are the cheap defenses that stand out? So Jacksonville against Buffalo, that's a no. Falcons at New Orleans, probably a no. Like Hill doesn't throw that much, not a turnover guy. Chiefs against the Packers, no. Broncos at Dallas, no. 49ers at home against Arizona, probably no. Yeah, sad. All right, so can we play the Giants at Las Vegas at home against Las Vegas? I think yes. Here's one that's going to blow your mind. Can we play the Packers at KC? Yes, can be. I'm not going to use them for the first look, I don't think, but we can play them. Chargers at the Eagles, playable. Dallas at home against Denver, yes. I'd love to get Miami. Won't work. Getting too expensive. Unless there was a great one around here. There is not. Vegas is playable, I guess. Miami is playable at 4,300. But I'm going to go back down to the 3,500 zone, and I'm going to check the Giants against Vegas. There's a few options here. Yeah, Vikings and Baltimore. There's a few different ways to go. I think Chargers are actually probably just as good of a way to go at Philly. You know what? I'm going to go for this one just because Philly got that blowout last week. And so people aren't going to be on the Chargers, but we know that Jalen Hurts is hashtag not very good. So I'll go with the Chargers here. Okay. All right. What is this? Don't use that. Okay. So first thing I wanted to find out is where's Kadarius Toney priced? Yeah, I like that low price point. So I think I'm going to want to squeeze a little Kadarius in there just because you're going to see it's going to be very hard to fit some of these studs in our lineups. Now let's pick a primary running back for this lineup. We've got Tua. It's Houston, Miami, so we're probably not going to get much correlation there. Dalvin Cook, 8,800, not the best matchup at Baltimore. Aaron Jones, I don't hate. Zeke, he's fine. 8,200. Nick Chubb, probably playable here. Yeah, I would say Nick Chubb is definitely playable. The Jets absolutely decimated the Bengals defense with their running game last week. So, what's to say the Browns couldn't do that to the Bengals as well? So let's keep him in mind here. Mixon's probably in mind as well. I don't love the running back position this week. I kind of hate it. So it's going to be one of those times where we're not going to feel that great. Yes, I mean, you did mention someone I like here, Kavorka. Myles Gaskin, 6,100. It's a really, really positive matchup. 12 carries, 4 targets. He's getting some work. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm indifferent to it. If we know that Saquon Barkley wasn't playing, I'd be on Booker here. I like the matchup. But because he is, and I want to get a real... Man, there's no one you could rely on this week. No one feels very good. No one feels safe. There is no safe play. No one is safe here. Let's go with Nick Chubb. Let's go. Nick Chubb against the Cincinnati defense that just got torched. Cleveland going to want to lean on the run. Yeah, let's go with Nick Chubb. This is FanDuel, so we don't have to worry about PPR or anything like that as our RB1. Let me look at the Dom station here real quick and see if I can get a value reading. Yeah, Myles Gaskin is popping off the chart as one of the better values, but I'm trying to get touchdown scorers too in here. And how about, Zeke or Austin Eckler are popping? Let's see if we can, let's leave that last spot for last because I want to see what we can fit at tight end and flex before we get back to that final running back spot. So moving over to tight end, I already said I just like Waller here. If he doesn't play, Gesicki, great pairing with Tua. Technically, maybe Gesicki even fits this lineup a little bit better, but I'm obsessed with Waller for the week. So we're going to try to make up for that by playing Jalen Waddle as our wide receiver. If we're going to play Tua, I think that Devontae Parker is mildly playable as well. It's not really like but Waddle is the guy, right? He hasn't had the best of games the last couple of weeks, but he definitely had a 24-pointer a couple of weeks ago when the matchup was really good. Did just fine against Atlanta. You didn't expect him to do much against Buffalo. Now he's got the best matchup of the year. So, yeah, give me some Waddle all day. Got 7,600 left. See, here's the reason why salary is so critical. Because there are some incredible names up top. There's really great names across the board at wide receiver this week where Mike Williams, 7,300. This is where you want to hang out. I think I'm going 4 wide receiver, 2 running back because of all of this goodness. Now check it out. All right, Amari Cooper, 6,900. Great. Brandon Cooks would be a good bring back in this lineup, but fuck Brandon Cooks. His price is so expensive. I think he'll be fine, but I don't want Jalen Mills or whatever the hell his quarterback is. No. The man is Davante Adams. Let's see if we did Debo. You could probably fit Debo and how much money do we have? 7,600. I mean, you can get Justin Jefferson. There's such great plays here. So many of them. But I think the king of all wide receivers is Davante Adams. Now we've got a running back and a final flex spot to deal with. So at 6,900, let's see what's going on at running back. Again, my preference being to pay up at wide receiver if I can. Yeah, somebody mentioned Chuba Hubbard. I think that we might get a return of Christian McCaffrey this week, but maybe not. Maybe not. Eli Mitchell, 7,100, not quite going to be enough to get us that second elite wide receiver. We want to go a little bit lower. I'm not playing ball. Don't chase the Boston Scott. I think the guy might be Devontae Booker. Is there anyone else even mildly viable? Chase Edmonds, okay. Carlos Hyde, no. Dearness Johnson, no. How about David Johnson? You want to take a crazy-ass risk? Put David Johnson in there for the correlation? Man, that'd be a pretty extreme... That'd be a pretty extreme first look lineup with David Johnson in it. I'm not willing to commit to that. We move our way back up. I think the play here is going to be Devontae Booker, assuming that Saquon Barkley doesn't come back this week. So we'll get Devontae Booker in there. We've got, let's see how much, 7,500 left to play with. I think we can get CeeDee Lamb. Happy with that. Mike Williams, man, how did he not play Mike Williams for 7,300? I mean, this is pretty cool. So one of the things I've learned, guys, and my takeaway here, and this is our first look lineup. Here's my takeaway. As you look at the salaries on FanDuel this week, there are incredible bargains / great spots for wide receivers. On the flip side, the running back position is going to be extremely difficult this week. And there's not a single running back that stands out to me at the first look as a must play. That's a problem. So we're going to have to spend our week trying to figure out, all right, how can we get some certainty at the running back position for this week? Maybe something will emerge, an injury, something will come out. But I'm going to focus my research, and I advise everybody here, focus your research, especially on the running. The wide receiver plays are pretty obvious. You've got Davante Adams on the slate. You've got so many great players up top. Tyreek Hill, love that. Deebo Samuel, love him. Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, all studs that you're excited to roster. There's bargain guys like Kadarius Toney, Jalen Waddle, 6,100. Quite a bit of good value here. Even Jerry Jeudy, 5,800. I like that. Plenty of value at wide receiver. So I think what we're going to really need to figure out is what are we going to do at running back? Can't play Kamara, not with Taysom Hill in there. Maybe it's Austin Eckler. Dalvin Cook doesn't have the best matchup, but maybe that. Aaron Jones. So we're going to have to, I think I'm going to just mix up the running backs. Definitely Zeke Elliott is in play for me. So we're just going to see how we can afford some of these pay-ups. Yeah, I mean, I don't like Melvin Gordon. I usually don't play him. He did better last week. I don't really feel like Booker will be somebody that'll find my lineups by the end of the week unless nothing emerges. I like Booker because he gets all the carries for his team. Melvin Gordon's definitely splitting carries and in a terrible matchup. But it's always Lamb over Cooper when Dak is the quarterback. But, 50, 55, 45 ratio. Like, There's nothing that pushes you to one over the other, except for the salary, or ownership. So when you look at the ownership projection, you always want to go maybe to the one lower because you can get better leverage. There's no one has any knowledge of who's going to be better between Cooper or Lamb. There's no way of knowing. Unless there's some matchup thing, but even that, no way of knowing. It's just a guess. Anybody tells you otherwise, they're full of shit. So, guys, that'll do it for the FanDuel first look lineup, NFL Week 9. This is a pretty fun week because unlike the last few weeks, like I said, we've got multiple competitive game environments to target. Chiefs, Packers, Eagles, Chargers. I love a competitive game. Niners, Cardinals. I don't really normally like to stack them. Even Giants, Raiders, but especially, and this isn't super competitive, but it might be, Dolphins, Texans. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the first look FanDuel lineup. Remember to sign up at dfsarmy.com as a VIP. Promo code GEEK gets you 10% off all sports happening right now. You get all the tools you see on the screen. Check this out. Look at all these tools. These are just our NFL premium tools. We don't hand out lineups here. If you're looking to hand out lineups somewhere, go somewhere else. I know we do a first look lineup, but it's about as much as you're going to get. These are tools, research tools, showdown cheat sheets, live odds, chalkboards, all this great stuff. We got all that going for all these different sports. And if you're not currently a DFS Army subscriber, you can go and click right here to our free offers page, and you can sign up for any one of these beautiful sites here, Rotoball or Super Draft, and use our code DFS Army. You get all kinds of free shit when you sign up, and you get a free month of DFS Army VIP. Don't give us the money. Give it to them. Put it in an account. Bet it. Put the money in an account. Bet it. Don't give it to me. Bet it. I'll give you a free month. All right. That'll do it for the first look. I will see you guys next time. Good luck this week.